Three, two, one, and live. Good evening. It is Tuesday night. We are live. I have a heck of a glare on the screen, but I think I can still see. And we're outside tonight until it starts raining, which we're in Ohio. I guess that could happen any minute, but we're sitting out here on the porch in the house that is no longer ours. So here we are for a short period of time. Well, Krista's coming. She's right here, but she'll be on in a minute. Keenan, you're homeless. Poor you. You're at your house. First, says Keenan. We are here. We have possession for a couple more days, to get moved out. We're going to be out earlier than we had planned, which is good. Good for the new people. I'm sure they're chomping at the bit to get in here. I may be swatting at bugs the whole time, Hey, Alex, how you doing, bud? It is, what is this? I don't even know the days. It's Tuesday. I can lean back a little in this thing. There. Trying to get my whole self in here. There. How's the picture, by the way? Is it visible? Kanj. G. Kang. How you doing, bud? Keenan says, so you're not officially homeless. Well, we don't own a home. What is the definition of homeless? One without a home. We don't own a home anymore. As of about, I'd say right about 4 o'clock today was probably when they finished signing, I'm guessing. So, yeah, I'd say we're homeless. Marcus, how you doing, buddy? Marcus says, hi, Rob. Mike says, how's everybody this evening? We're good. We're good over here. I don't know. How's everybody else doing? You can really, when you bring your laptop outside, you can really see all the smudges and crap that's all over it. Man, this thing's filthy. I need to clean it. King says, Roten. Roten says, Katsy. I didn't forget Katsy. King of the Crease says, you in Texas. No, we're not in Texas yet. We won't actually be in Texas until probably the first or second week of September. So we're going to spend another month here, just not here. We'll be out of here. Hopefully, the plan is to be out right after the movers leave. We're going to clean it up a little bit for the new folks, but to be out of here Friday is the plan. Let's see. Let me see if I can pronounce this. Exedy Vargas. Sorry if I'm butchering that. Sleep in the Civic. I can't. The Civic's not here. The Civic is in Texas. It arrived, a couple days ago. Have a little story about that one. Thundra Golf, which is Cole. How you doing, buddy? Checking in. I probably won't be around a lot. I met the most amazing woman. Well, good for you, bud. And I'm spending time with her. I'll check in when I can. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you being on whenever you can be, man. And that's great. Sounds like great news. Tita Chosen One. Why are you moving to Texas? Change of scenery. There is a car collection there of about 30 cars that I'm going to utilize for the channel. These are exotics, few others, some classics, and I'm going to use those. And why not? It's a good time. YouTube is my full-time gig now, so I'm going to put my full-time effort into that, or into it, rather. So what better place to be than in the warm climate? At least if it doesn't work out, I can sleep outside, as long as the critters don't get us, I guess. King of the Crease says, yo, Thundra. King of the Crease says, why can't you go to Texas? We could. We're going to ride down with my parents. They're not leaving until, let's see, until the first or second week of September. In the motorhome that you saw out here, we're going to take that down. We could. I mean, we could go ahead, jump in the truck, and drive down Friday if we wanted to, I guess. There's no reason other than that. Let's see. King of the Crease, I read. Exedy says, more cars, yay. Yeah, these aren't just more cars. These are more cars. If you check out the channel, you'll get a preview. We went to Texas about, God, I don't know, I think it was in May, and went through every one of them. Nothing in depth, of course, because there wasn't time, but it kind of a preview of what is there. So we're going to do that. We're also adding a Jeep to the channel. That is on order. I spoke to the dealership today, and just to make sure that everything was copacetic. That's better. Wow, why didn't I do that before? At least it's brighter for me. I don't know if it's brighter for you guys, but anyway, it is on order. The guy ordered it the day that I gave him the deposit, which is the way it should be. So we should be golden as far as that goes, hopefully. Let's see. Renaissance. How you doing? What is the over-under? Throb say, get off my lawn this stream. Plus, minus, or minus, plus 2. Place bets below, go. What does all that mean? Why would I sell somebody to get off my lawn? It's not my lawn anymore. King of the Crease is laughing out loud. Tita Chosen One says, that's awesome. Go Cowboys. Yeah, maybe well, you know what? Actually, I never thought of this, but I like Elliott, right? And he plays for the Cowboys, right? So I guess that's my team. Worked out just right. Maybe that was an omen, huh? Mike says, Arman. What's up? Renaissance says, hey, Mike, tough day fishing. You had a tough day fishing. How can anyone have a tough day fishing? Let's see. Mike Roten says, but at least you were fishing. That's right. Renaissance says, work is for suckers. For people that need to eat and have a place to live. I don't know. Eddie says, hey, gang. Eddie, what's up, buddy? Mike says, Eddie. Mike says, what's up, Gear? Gear? Did I miss Gear? Gear, I missed you. I'm sorry. Let me get on live. I'm on top. I need to be on live. Where is Edge to tell me that? Gear says, hey, everybody. Been a crazy busy day. At work or just doing stuff? Let's see. Renaissance says, yo, Eddie. King of the Crease says, yo, Eddie. Mike says, what's up, Gear? Gear Runner says, hey, Mike. Devontae says, hey, Rob. Devontae, how you doing, buddy? How is your Tuesday, I believe? King of the Crease says, Gear. Jack says, hello, listening mode only. Traffic is really heavy. Oh, that's a drag, man. Good to have you on here anyway, Jack. I hope you're having a good Tuesday otherwise. Got to drive in that rush hour stuff myself tonight to go pick up some stuff for the closing, so I know how it is. Dan says, howdy, y'all. Dan, how you doing, bud? Renaissance says, hey, Gear. Gear says, hey, King. Eddie says, hey, Mike. Roten, how you doing? Mike Roten says, hey to Jack. Gear Runner says, hi, Jack. Eddie says, hello, King. All right, we got lots of hellos. We're going to run through them all real quick here. You ready? King of the Crease says, hi, Jack. Renaissance says, hey, Jack. Eddie says, Ren Man. Gear says, hey, Rennie. Devontae says, hey, Gear. Marcus says, hi, Gear Runner. Gear Runner says, stuff at work. Yeah, how's that working thing going for you there, bud? Are you getting what you need to be done? Oh, and I had something interesting to tell you guys. Eddie says, hey, Gear. Gear Runner says, hi, Marcus. King of the Crease says, where is Krista? She's coming. Gear Runner says, hi, Eddie. Renaissance says, eating and having a place to stay are overrated. Homelessness is on the upswing. Yeah, unfortunately, I bet you're right. Double Down says, what is your favorite gun to shoot? Right now, it's the Smith & Wesson 357 or 38 revolver. I am, man, pretty much spot on with that gun. I'd shoot an apple off your head. I really would. And have confidence that I wouldn't miss by much. What's your favorite gun, man? What do you like to shoot? Gear Runner says, hi, Devontae. Gear Runner says, CZP10C. I knew that. Well, I knew I couldn't have repeated it, but I recognize it. Eddie says, driving traffic. Let's see. Driving traffic and then a shutoff valve. Ew. Gear Runner says, or STI Trojan 9mm. He's a Trojan man. Renaissance says, UZ. Kyle G. Kyle, how you doing, buddy? What are you doing on this Tuesday night, man? Kyle says, howdy, everyone. Dan says, being homeless is getting to be a thing. Thank God I am not a tread person. A tread person. I don't know what that means. Mike Roten says, Dan, King of the Crease says, Gear, do you own a 357 Magnum? It's a good question. Kyle says, Shadow 2 showed up at the 8th time. At the 8th time. Man, I got bugs flying around me. Why is that? I don't know. Renaissance says, hey, Kyle G. Dan says, Mike. King of the Crease says, yo, Dan. Renaissance says, Solder Home. How you doing? Gear Runner says, I do, King. It's the S&W Model 19. Dan says, Katsy. Eddie Smallhorn says, fixing a shutoff valve. Sorry. Okay. Wasn't quite sure what you meant there. Maybe you were in traffic and then you had to go home and fix a shutoff valve. Maybe that is what you have to do. Let's see. Kyle says, hey, Renaissance. Gear Runner says, nickel plated, baby. Dan says, trendy. Eddie Smallhorn says, love my SR9, man. Dan says, Ren. Eddie says, hey, Dan. Renaissance says, get off my lawn, man. Mike says, model 700, 300 Ultra Mag. Courtney says, hi, peeps. Courtney, how you doing? Seen any fireflies tonight over there? It's probably too early. Jimmy says, where's your wife? Where is my wife? Am I really even married? Did you ever think of that? Michael says, hi, Rob. Michael, how you doing, buddy? Are you out driving around tonight? Renaissance says, hey, Courtney. Eddie says, hey, Courtney. Katsy says, hi, Courtney. Dan says, Eddie. Gear Runner says, at least you don't have crabs. At least not that we know of. I can assure you that I do not. Scott says, hello, Rob. Hey, Scott, how you doing, buddy? Mike says, hey, Courtney. Dan says, Courtney. Dan says, Gear. Michael says, are you going to buy a house or rent? We're going to rent for a while. We're going to see if we like it there. You know, I've never lived in the South. I've never lived in a year-round hot climate, or at least warm climate. I have never lived in Texas. So there's a bunch of firsts for us here. So we're going to rent and see if we like it, and then we'll go from there. And see if this channel thing works out. I may have to go find a real job, a traditional job somewhere. So we'll see. Gear Runner says, hey, Dan and Courtney. Renaissance says, that was one for those playing at home. Gotcha. Jimmy says, no. Mike's laughing out loud. Dan says, hey, Jack. Renaissance says, we have plenty of crabs at Horn Pub. I bet you do. Don't sit on the seats. Eddie says, it is hot. Yeah, it's hot in your neck of the woods, isn't it? What was it? Your guys did a video. It was a house tour video the other day, and it was like 104 or something like that. And Christina's phone would heat up if she went outside. So Eddie had to run out and heat up the car or the truck or the SUV. I can't remember. Mike says, gonna get a cowboy hat. I was going to see if I could borrow Gears. You know, he's got one of them there Stetsons. Kyle says, Texas rocks. Are you in Texas, Kyle? Eddie says, south or north? It'll be south, in the valley, I'm told. Renaissance says, Throb. What was your profession before this? Primarily purchasing manager. Got into a couple other things, but purchasing manager, I guess, is what you'd call me. Gear Runner says, and cowboy boots. I do like cowboy boots, man. Not the real, you know, fancy cowboy boots, but I do like cowboy boots. So we'll see. By the way, Gear, certainly you must have some cowboy boots, right? What would you recommend? Michael says, sitting at delivery for deliver at 8 a.m. in Indy, then grab a short haul back to Staples, D.C. and Terre Haute, Indiana. Gotcha. So you got lots of time to kill sitting there waiting until tomorrow morning, eh? Mike Roten says, and one spur. That's right. Like the ones that Clint Eastwood used to wear, you know, where he'd walk and it was ka-cling, ka-cling, that was cool. King of the Crease says, Eddie, do you live in the bayou? In the bayou. Dan says, and a big belt buckle. Nope, I don't wear belts. Never going to wear a belt. Hate belts. Michael says, everyone likes, cares, where is, what? Everyone likes, cares, where is Krista? LOL. What does that mean? She's coming. She's coming. I assure you, she's coming. Mike says, ostrich skin boots. Ooh, ostrich or alligator? Which is softer? Probably ostrich, I would imagine. Eddie says, just off the bayou, baby. Gary Runner says, I don't own a pair, but I would recommend Tony Lama's or Ariat. I've heard of Tony Lama, actually. They've been around for like 1,000,000 years, man. Mr. Mopar says, hey, guys, are you doing? We are doing. I'm doing. How you doing? So anyway, let's, there was a couple things I wanted to mention here. On the Honda, let's talk about the Honda. You know, I shipped the Honda, right? Well, I got a call from my guy down there in Texas, and he tells me that the Honda pulled up and it smelled like the clutch was burning. It smelled hot. I'm like, are you kidding me? Thank you. I could not believe it. So he asked the guy about it, the guy that drove it to the house, you know, where it was delivered. And the guy told him that it's the first time he's ever driven a manual transmission. What? The first time he's ever driven a manual transmission. I'm like, you're kidding me. They put some doofus in my car who's never driven a manual transmission, and they give my car to him to drive, right? The car had 1,254 miles on it, which I'll get into in a minute. That's problem number one. Problem number two, when they delivered the car, it had 1,293 miles on it. Now, I realize there's going to be a little bit of mileage put on it, taking it off the truck and putting it in storage and then, you know, all that good stuff. But 1,293 miles? That's 39 miles. What did they do with my car for 39 frickin' miles, you know? So I talked to the guy there, the gal, my customer service rep, and I filed a complaint, a claim, whatever, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. My guy down there says he doesn't believe there was any damage done to the car. He took it out, he drove it around the block, and it didn't seem like there was anything wrong with it. So that's good, I guess, but what kind of long-term damage did they do? You know, I'm planning on keeping that car for a long time. So that's what happened with my Honda. Let's catch up on some comments a little bit here. And then I have something else interesting on a positive note. Let's see. Gear Runner says, I did used to have a pair of ostrich Tony Lamas. Must have been comfy. UNR1, what the heck? I just saw on the news a couple in San Antonio tried to steal a small shark by hiding it in a bucket and in their baby stroller. Crazy people. Why? What are they going to do with it? CD Garcia, hi from Carlos. Carlos, how you doing, buddy? Mike Roten says, I've got a pair of Tony Lamas I've had since 1988. Wow. Are they in good shape still? Are they comfy? Mr. Mopar says, well, right now I'm looking at a different phone carriers, and I'm currently with Cricket, and they suck. Well, anything that's named after an insect that you're supposed to put up to your head, I don't know. UNR1 says San Antonio Aquarium. Wow. Why? Renaissance says, I caught a shark today. Did you throw it back? Was it a big one? Eddie says, Ariat boots. See, I've never heard of that name. I've heard of Tony Lamas, but I've never heard of Ariat, if I'm even pronouncing it right. Michael says, so if you're going to live in Houston, then it would be the Texans. I'm not going to live in Houston. Does the lighting on this keep fading in and out, or was it just me? Mr. Mopar says, so Rob, I hear you're homeless now. Are you going to be on the side of the road begging for change now? LOL. Yep, that's my profession. I'm going to live stream out in front of Walmart, and I'm going to have a bucket, and I'm probably going to sing and dance and see if people throw money into it. I don't know if it'll work. Garrett Runner says, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, it's absurd, isn't it? King of the Crease says, it wasn't me, Rob. No, I'm confident indeed that it was not. Jack Dawson says, hi, Mike. Mopar Eddie, I support you. Oh, I see. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Jack. I'll have to check you out again. Mike Roten says, how many barrels did he take? How many barrels did he take, man? Yeah, no kidding. If only I'd have been there. You know, I'm not there, so it's not that easy. You know what I mean? Mike Roten says, how many barrels? I read that. Michael Niehaus says, oh my God, new clutch. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. What does a new clutch cost these days? I don't even have any idea. I've never put one in. What would you say on a Honda, if anybody knows, a new clutch would cost at the dealership? Jack says, a good pair of Luches. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right. Luches boots. I've never heard of those. I have to check that too. Eddie says, really, Ren? How big? How big a shark did you catch, man? Mr. Mopar says, hey, Rob, did somebody burn out the clutch in your Honda Civic already? That's what I'm afraid of. Renaissance says, at Mike, small shark, 2 foot. That's a pretty big shark to me. 2 foot?
Well, really?
2
feet.
There's a foot, and
Right.
there's another foot.
Right.
That thing's probably got a heck of a lot of teeth in its mouth, you know? CD Garcia says, time for a new car. Yeah, I mean, what a drag, man.
Right.
Gear Runner says he had to learn to drive it, which took 30 miles at least. Yeah, no kidding, man. Makes me mad just thinking about it. Mike says, learn how to drive a stick. Yeah, no kidding. Eddie says, hey, Jack, Mr. Mopar retracted. Jack says, HRU. How are you? I'm good, Jack. How you doing, buddy? Jack Nava. Now I have 2 Jacks on here, so I have to differentiate. Jack says, hey, Eddie. UNR1 says, get a dash cam so you can see exactly what they did. There's a video on YouTube of some service guy doing lines of Coke in a customer's Audi.
Wow.
God, man.
Nice.
Mr. Mopar says, speaking of Hondas, I test drove a Honda Insight. Not a bad car. Actually liked it. Is this the new one? Dan says, Mr. Mopar. CD Garcia says, which is Carlos, I'm good. Good to hear about. Gear Runner says, go with Grasshopper, Dan. Grasshopper? Is that a phone carrier? Uh-oh, we have a new member. She is here.
I am
Krista
here.
has arrived.
I've arrived.
Arrived.
In all of my homelessness, this is...
Yeah, you're homeless too.
And hopefully not a burnt clutch. And moving day is a couple days away. And okay, it's gotten really dark behind us. So
That's
there we
why
go.
I tilted it, because it doesn't like that
it
light.
seemed to keep changing.
Let's see here. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
I gotta back up a little bit. Oh yeah, let me close this.
And you are on live chat. Okay.
I am.
Awesome.
Let's
Awesome
see. Dan says, Mr. Mopar, go with Straight Talk. Been using it for years and it's pretty good. That's good to know. Eddie says, extremely comfortable. Cool. These are boots. Talking boots. Gotta get some cowboy boots.
Yeah, I know. Gotta get some serious duds.
I know. You gonna get a cowgirl hat?
I don't know. I have to live there for a while, I think.
I see.
I mean, I'm Canadian, so becoming Texan is going to take a little time.
I wonder what a Canadian sounds like with a Southern accent. How y'all doing? Hey?
That doesn't exist.
Well, let's see. Mr. Mopar says, Rob, they're going to be throwing something at you, but I assure you it's probably not going to be money. It might be food, might be nice, but if it's food, at least you won't go hungry. It's going to be money.
Wow.
Mr. Mopar says, actually, Gear, I'm thinking about going back with Verizon. They work quite well here in Idaho. Verizon's the best. They work great everywhere. I used to handle cell phones in my previous life, and I can tell you they're the best.
I used
Michael
to have
says,
AT&T, and they're not even close.
No.
No.
Michael says $1,000 for a new clutch. All right. I'm telling him I want $1,500, which is almost the whole cost of moving the car. So, but hey,
yeah,
is that even enough? I don't know.
Yeah, really.
Gear Runner says I'm with Verizon. Yep, me too. Mike says ThrobbNation.
Hey, Mike.
Are you in the house?
I am in the house.
Gear Runner
on
says
the porch, but in the house.
Gear Runner says, who wins, the Shark, Rob, or Krista? Comment below. Oh, that's easy. Mr. Mopar says, Rob, don't worry about it. That's why you have a warranty. Your clutch gets burned out. Use the warranty to fix it to the new clutch. Yeah, I know that, but then I got to screw with it,
Mm-hmm.
That's what I don't want to do.
No.
Gear Runner says,
it's
hey, Krista. Wait, we just jumped. Hey, Gear Runner says, hey, Krista. Eddie says, hey, Krista.
Eddie.
Dan says, may have to go with the Shark, LOL.
That's funny. We both lost.
2-foot shark?
We both lost to a 2-foot shark.
Wait a minute. Well, the question is, are we in the water or not?
Oh. I definitely lose.
Yoda says, good evening, everyone.
Yoda Life. How's it going?
How you doing, buddy? Mr. Mopar says, what's up, Dan? So have you been considering getting that 1794 Tundra? Ooh, nice. Katsi says, Krista.
Hey, King.
Dan says, may have to go with the Shark, LOL. I already read that. Michael says, now wait, what they do with and in the Tundra? What they do with and in the Tundra?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
Mike says, hey, Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
Renaissance says, hello, Krista.
Hello, Renaissance.
That's how I picture Renaissance speaking. Hello, Krista. I'm going fishing today.
It would have been interesting to live in the time of the Renaissance.
I'm going fishing today.
Have my cup of tea.
Would you like to fillet it for me?
Stop.
Mr. Mopar says, hey, if you guys need somewhere to stay for a while, you're always welcome to come here. And Idaho will put you up for tonight or 10. Hey, we're coming
tonight or 10?
We're coming to see.
We've got a super.
We got a super chat. We got a hit here. Let's see. Jack. Hey, Jack. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. I want to say that the last time you did that, we did go to McDonald's.
We did.
And got some chicken nuggets and some sweet tea. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. I really do.
Hold on. No, right there. No.
Where were we?
Dan says, hey, Krista. Hi, Dan.
Gear says, hi, Yoda Life. Eddie says, hey, Yoda. Michael Newhouse says, hi, Krista.
Hi, Michael.
Dan says, maybe, Mr. Mopar.
Yeah.
Maybe. By the way, Eddie's still on here, right? I have something I need to show you guys because last week I missed a live stream that I genuinely really did want to see.
Oh.
And I felt bad. I got on right at the end. And I hope you guys don't mind, but I missed this live stream. What a couple of good-looking people there. Eddie's got that smile going from ear to ear, and those teeth are almost blinding. Christina has excellent taste in headwear.
That's
both
awesome.
Looking gorgeous. I tell you, I'm so sorry I missed the live stream.
Robbie.
Got to check out the Real Estate Whisperer if you haven't before. Excellent channel. They do a trivia night, which I believe, is that tonight? No. Wednesday night, I think. I think. If not, correct me, Eddie.
Maybe it's Tuesday.
But I really wanted to see that live stream. Christina had said she was going to wear the hat, and I caught it just at the end. I felt bad. But anyway, wanted to mention that to you guys. JC says, hi, just got a new Windows phone. What do you think of that?
A Windows phone.
Yeah, I've heard about them, but I've never had one. Gear Runner says, Rob, going by arseless. Wait a minute.
Rob's going
to buy arseless chaps, laughing my arse off. Gear, I got to ask you, if I do, what maker would you recommend? What works best for you?
Maybe we need to get skinny arseless chaps.
Yeah, well, that'd be Vince. Vince would have the skinny arseless chaps. Mike says, LOL, Gear, and ew. Oh, Mike, come on. You pay to see that. You know you would.
Yeah.
Eddie Smallhorn says, no. Yeah, Eddie's already got them.
Yeah.
Gear Runner's laughing a double time. Jake says, I saw a Honda with Ohio plates today. Hopefully it wasn't yours. Whoever it was, they couldn't drive a stick. No, mine's been in Texas for about a week now. So
yeah, it's been delivered, so it's where it's supposed to be.
Dan says, Yoda. Renaissance says, at Gear. Haha, chaps over the skinny jeans.
That would look wrong. That's why they have to be skinny chaps.
I see.
It would look strange otherwise.
Yoda Life says, congratulations on the sale of your house, Mr. ThrobbNation and Mrs. Jeep Nation.
Ooh.
Hey, I bet you that's already taken.
Probably. Well, thank you. We're
quite happy. This is what we wanted.
Sitting outside on the curb now, so
we honestly thought it would take until next year at least
to
sell,
did.
but
yeah, we really did. Oh, it jumped.
Yeah, the stupid thing is crazy.
Skinny chaps, Mike Roten.
Skinny chaps for Mike Roten. Anybody? Mike Roten, skinny chaps?
Skinny chaps?
Dan says, 2K, do I hear 2K? 2K, do I hear 2K? 2K, 2K, anybody got 2K? Michael says, I was with Verizon, now with AT&T. What do you think? Yoda Life says, what did I miss about the clutch? Oh. Well, the short version, they turned my car over to a guy after they dropped it in Texas to deliver to the house.
Supposedly 5 miles away or so from the house, if not less.
My guy that took delivery said the clutch smelled hot, like they didn't know how to drive it. He asked the guy, and the guy said, first time he's ever driven a stick.
Isn't that nice?
And they put 39 miles on my car somewhere, somehow, no idea. That's the short.
Yeah.
Renaissance says, haha, skinny chaps and a fat horse. Wow. We don't say fat horse, we say dimensionally challenged. Mike Roten is laughing out loud. JC says, where are you?
We are on we were on the curb.
Honey, where are we?
We are on the curb.
We're so scared.
We have our sleeping bags behind us.
We're still at what was formerly our house.
Yeah.
It is no longer our house, but we're here for a couple 3 days.
We've got a couple days that they gave us.
Yeah, so we no longer own the house. Eddie Smallhorn says, LOL, Rennie, we are indeed the homeless.
We are.
Renaissance says, 2-foot shark isn't big. Say that while it's chomping on your calf. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know.
2 feet. 2 feet. I mean,
Jack says, oh, I didn't even read his comment last time. My God.
Wow.
Jack said, I was so excited. Jack says, go get some nuggets. It's some sweet tea. Got to go to Cavender's Western store in Texas.
Cavender's. Okay.
Cavender's. Where is that located, Jack? And thanks again for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate that. And we will send it on Sweet Tea and Nuggets.
You got it.
Michael says, now wait and see what they do to the Tundra. I know. It's a scary proposition.
I'm going to go to their head office myself. I swear to God, that's insane. That's just insane.
Dan says, Jack, that's awesome.
Jack is awesome.
It is. Jack is awesome. Gear Runner says, you're awesome, Jack. Yep. Renaissance says, my voice is higher, Rob. Go. Hello, my name is Vinny.
God. Next.
They just heard that up front.
They probably probably.
Okay, we got to turn again.
No, it's going to be
the stupid thing. Just it's like it's in the light. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
The sky.
Yeah. The sunset behind us. Behind us. Yes, behind us.
It's going to sit behind us.
That's right. As I drink my tea.
Yes. Let's see. Mr. Mopar says, hey, Rob, I didn't know Rennie was an Englishman.
Where are you at? Oh, there.
He is an Englishman.
Wait, you missed...
At least in my eyes.
Okay, yeah.
He told me his voice was higher.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he needs some looser skinny jeans. Mike Roten says, I've always wondered what man sounds like. I think you nailed it. It's got to be,
Our
right?
Man, yeah.
It's got to be that way. He has to sound like that. Eddie says, he is not, Jack. He is not. Eddie's laughing out loud. Michael Niehaus.
Where are all the thumbs up?
Where are all the thumbs ups?
Don't know.
I have 2 right here.
There we go.
There's 2 more. See how easy that is?
Where's that easy?
Yeah, where's
that
easy
was
button?
Easy.
It's packed. Yeah, every time you can say it.
That was easy.
Mr. Mopar says, yeah, I like the Honda Insight, which is a nice little hybrid. The fly on my leg. Easy. However, I need a vehicle that I can use. Thanks for hitting me. If I can go with Uber or Lyft.
Don't know.
Well, you don't need one then if that's the case.
Yeah.
Rennie
if you're gonna
says-
use Uber, you don't need a car.
Rennie says, Eddie is a dreamboat.
He's going to ask you to kiss something here shortly.
I'm not kissing anything. Yodel Life says, really wish it would stop raining. Raining for 3 days straight, costing me so much money. Ooh.
Man.
Yeah, it sucks,
Yeah.
man. That's like when my internet goes down. I lose like 22 cents. What?
Seriously?
Eddie Smallhorn says Thursday. Okay,
Thursday.
the trivia is, the live trivia on the Real Estate Whisper is Thursday.
I have such bad luck with that. kind of
Check
stuff.
that out. It's a lot of fun. Rennie wins them all for
Get
some
off me.
reason. I don't know. Rennie knows everything, I guess. It's the English.
English.
Mike Roten says, I got here and there were no likes and already a thumbs down. We have a
it's not a
troll or
surprise.
something, or I don't know. Somebody hates us in secret. I don't know. Mike Roten, I read that. Eddie Smallhorn says, glad she is good looking or that picture would have been horrible. That's right. Would have been just you, buddy. Mr. Mopar says, Rob in chaps. Oh, dear God. No, that is a horrible thing
to even think about.
Hey, you know, Mr. Mopar, I know you don't mean that. I know deep down you're thinking, yes. Did I skip way ahead? Yes, I did. We got to find Mr. Mopar. Boy, we're behind.
No,
we're not. That
there,
behind.
Mr. Mopar right there.
All
Ear
right.
runner. The thinnest ones possible. Laughing my arse off.
Oh, God.
Here we go. Here we
Gear in
go.
his thinnest chaps. Eddie says, thanks for that awesome plug. Hey, thanks for wearing the hat and everything. And Christina, I appreciate that as well, man.
Yep.
I'm just sorry I missed it. I really am. Mike says, fishnet chaps. How do they work for you, buddy?
That's an interesting concept.
Renaissance says, free cover to Horn Pub with arseless chaps.
Oh, God.
You heard that, Gear. I guess you got a date.
Take your arseless self over there.
Yeah. Put your Stetson and your boots on and take your arseless chaps over to Rennie's place.
And your boots.
JC says, really fast. I like it. It's very different. You can get used to it. You can get used to it. What phone do you have? iPhones. We have the iPhones.
We've had them.
Which I
we've
do
had
like.
them forever.
Eddie says, yikes, Mikes.
Yikes,
Jake says, you selling lawnmower with the house? Yes.
Yep.
It's a done deal. It's already done. And
Yep.
it is sold. We sold the Gator,
the mower,
and a trimmer with the house.
Yep.
And I got to talk to you. Hold on. I'll get to that in a minute.
You're going to forget.
I won't forget. Eddie Smallhorn says skinny chaps and a vest. Leather vest, I assume.
There you go. And boots, and that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
I believe Eddie probably really
Fishnet
knows about
skinny
this.
chaps.
Can you see Eddie and
I'm picturing people
Eddie and
like half
Christina.
naked in fishnet skinny chaps, boots, and a vest.
Eddie and Christina
and maybe a hat.
at Mardi Gras.
Cowboy hat.
With Eddie running around in his arseless chaps.
Oh, God.
His leather vest, his Stetson, and his Ariat boots.
Oh, dear God.
It happened. I know it did.
Oh, my God.
Let's see.
King is laughing at Renaissance.
Mike says, that's right, folks. It's Chaps night at the Horn
At
Pub.
the Horn Pub.
Eddie says, tassels on his hat.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. And how about one of those?
Pictures getting better and better.
And a fake rat tail that's like fastened underneath the cowboy hat.
Oh, no. Now you just ruined it.
You know what a rat tail is.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Sean says, no chaps on the
There's
channel,
a flashback
please.
to the 80s.
Ha ha ha. Hey, Robin, Krista, and your adopted son, Gear. Oh, boy. Sean, how you doing, buddy?
Hi, Sean.
Dan says, Ren. Mike
laughing.
Roten says, wow, 3
thumbs down thumbs.
Down thumbs. What are you going to do? I don't know. Maybe people aren't fans of the arseless chaps.
Maybe not.
Mike says, hey, Sean. Rennie says, free rides. Oh, wait a minute. Free rides. I can't do it anymore. Free rides on the Mechanical Unicorn as well. And first beer is half price, ×2. Yoda Life says, my God, dude, I hope you climbed them good. Sorry to hear that, but I'm honestly not surprised. No respect for people's property anymore.
No.
Yeah, it's
and
ridiculous.
Customer service is completely down the drain.
I mean,
too.
did they think like I wouldn't notice? 39 miles on the car. Whoever's there to pick it up wouldn't smell anything. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man.
It's bad. Christopher
Grace. Christopher, how you doing, buddy? Thoughts on the 2019 Ram?
Mm.
You know, I always say on the channel, the Ram is the best looking truck on the road. Ram and the Tacoma, large and small size. Best looking trucks on the road. Still is. Don't care for all the chrome, though. Get rid of it. I love.
Hashtag no chrome.
Oh, I love the giant screen, man. That is cool. But I like the Ram, you know, and the 2019 looks good to me, man.
Do it.
Rennie says, 3 down thumbers. People are miserable.
They are.
Yes, they are. What the heck, man? Yoda Life says, Christopher Grace, scrap metal prices are up. Hey, now?
Ooh.
Come on, man. Don't be mean.
There.
Mike Roten says, and they raised it to 4. 4 thumbs downs? I'm not asking for thumbs downs.
I don't even want to know about it.
Scott says, if you mind me asking, how bad is the rent going to be? Not too bad. Where we're going is actually one of the cheaper places to live in the country.
It is.
Per capita, I guess. So it's going to be pretty good, I think.
Yep.
Mike Roten says, hey, Scott. Jake says, did you see on World News where a rental car had stolen plates on it?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Wow.
Gear Runner says,
who thumbed down?
Who thumbed down?
We don't know.
Who knows? Mr. Mopar says, no, Rob, you misunderstood. I'm thinking of doing Uber or Lyft. Oh, you want to drive?
My son does Uber all the time. He's never had any issues
that
with it.
Might be cool. He wants to be the driver.
Oh, you want to be the... Oh.
Yeah. That would be awesome,
You'd
man.
meet a lot of interesting people that way.
You definitely need a pretty good gas mileage car to make more money.
Yeah, you would.
Scott says, hey, Mike. Jimmy Pham says, hey, I'm back. Jimmy, it's good to have you back. We have missed you extremely. I'm so happy that you're back. I really am.
Jack says Cavenders are all over Texas. Okay, so we'll have to look and see.
We'll have to check it out.
Yep.
I'll have to ask Mom if she knows of it. Of course, I don't.
So is this Cavenders is what? This is for the boots?
Yeah, for the boots.
And I would assume probably like Western style clothing?
Apparel, I would think.
Everything?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
JC says, have you ever ridden a jet ski? If so, what's it like?
It's a blast.
Heck yeah. We used to ride them all the time.
So it's a blast.
It's a blast, and the bigger, the better. Because the bigger ones have the bigger motor, and they are by far more fun to ride than the smaller ones.
Yes.
But they're a blast.
Oh, man.
It's like riding a 4-wheeled motorcycle. It's like riding a motorcycle on the water, sort of, I guess, except it's wetter.
Although we never drove in the ocean, just the lake.
Yeah.
The ocean would be a whole different.
It'd be rougher.
Whole different idea. You'd go flying if there's waves.
Are you going to be riding one, JC? What's going on? Jake says 4 people thumbs down you. Yeah, I know. I heard.
Yeah.
Yoda Life. Yeah. Why'd you do that, Jake? Come on, give me a thumbs up, Jake. Yoda Life says Gear Runner kids out for school. Wait a minute. Yoda Life says Gear Runner kids out of school for summer.
Yeah.
That's true. Sean says, hey, Mike. Jimmy Pham says, hide and seek with teddy bear. Very creepy.
Hide and seek with teddy bear.
Yoda Life says, JC, too hard to drink beer. Yeah, you probably couldn't do that on a jet ski. It's kind of rough.
Yeah.
Jimmy Pham says, haunted teddy bear.
What teddy bear?
What are you referring to, Jimmy?
What's being referred to?
Mike says, I hope some new people didn't come on this stream in the middle of all this. LOL. Yeah, I know. When you're talking about Gear and his chaps and Eddie with his shirtless vest, and people might wonder what kind of thing I don't know.
What's going on?
Eddie Smallhorn says, Mardi Gras pictures will never see the light of day. Yeah, that's what they all say. And then suddenly, did you see those pictures of Eddie the other night?
On YouTube?
Wow.
He got 1 million hits.
He should have worn a sack. Mr. Mopar said. Mr. Mopar says.
Now you know where they're going to go with that.
Everything.
Oh wow, yeah.
Well, that's what I meant. Mr. Mopar says, so much for a family-friendly channel. This channel has all of a sudden become R-rated. What? How is this R-rated?
Where are you? Oh, there it is.
Gear Runner says, hey, Sean. Jake says, it will be Urban Cowboy all over again. Yeah, for sure. Jimmy Pham says, Dodge Dakota. That is a brand that used to exist. Mike says, 4 people had nothing better to do than come over and down thumb. That's dedication. Hey, any pub is a good pub, really. I mean, So if you want to down Thub, I'm not encouraging it, but I'm at least glad that you're here. Gear Runner says, if it didn't stop raining, my backyard is going to look like your all's new backyard when I get back from Florida. Yeah, that's going to suck.
Yeah, really.
You have quite a stream that goes through there when you guys get a lot of rain. I remember. I think I saw a cow going down that stream or something.
Floating.
And doing the backstroke. Gear Runner said, and Gear running behind it saying, wait, honey, wait. No, never mind.
Wow.
Let's see.
Because I can't mow before I go. Uh-oh.
Oh,
When is he going?
Soon. I don't know. When are you going? Gear Runner says, thanks, Mike. Laugh, laugh. Jake says, now, you'll be closer to Mexico for the good stuff. I gave a thumbs up, buddy. No, I was just kidding. Yeah, I appreciate that, Jake. Thank you.
Mike said nice poem, Gear.
Mike said nice poem, Gear.
Then Gear said thanks, Mike.
Let's see. There went a blue jay flying across the yard. JC says, I really want to ride one. Haven't yet. I was the first of my friends to ride an ATV. Yeah, and you have an ATV, if I recall.
Those are a blast. They're just as fun on land as jet skis are on the water.
Him and his dog go out. Looks like on some pretty nice property, trails or something somewhere.
See you later, King.
We'll see you next time on the web.
On the web.
Let's see.
Gear
I gotta
Runner.
go later. Here's Gear. Gear says, you say.
See?
A jet ski.
You never know.
Well, you got to go to some water and rent one somewhere, man.
Yep.
Sean says,
John. Wow.
Gear, did you break down and buy that Z? Yeah, what's going on, Gear? Is there a blue Z sitting at your place? Gear Runner says, see you, King. Have a good night. Rennie says, later, King. Mike Roten says, see you, Katsi. Have a good one. Gear Runner says, nope, Sean. I've really showed restraint on this one. This is very unusual. That's a sign of maturity and old age, Gear. You know, ever since Gear hit 40, I think he's changed.
Those gray hairs are affecting him.
He used to be, so full of vim and vigor.
Oh, please. He's still a pup.
He never would have turned down a good-looking Z when he was under 40. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. Renaissance.
Dan says, later, Katsi. Rennie says, at JC, just stay clear from me fishing. Scott says, when are you guys officially leaving Ohio?
The first or second week of September.
Yes, that's when we're officially on the road to
out of here.
Texas.
On to the next adventure in our lives, whatever that may be.
You got it. Can't wait.
Whatever that may be.
Gear Runner says early Saturday morning is when he's heading off for his trip to Florida.
Ooh.
Jimmy Pham
says,
you must
be getting excited.
I watch people play hide and seek with a haunted teddy bear on YouTube, and it's very scary and creepy. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine that would be.
Yeah.
Dan says, squirrel!
Not this close.
There's no cows here. Not like Gear's place, where there's always buffalo and hyenas and stuff running behind you, snakes.
Chickens doing the chicken dance.
It's crazy over there where he's at, man. Gear Runner says,
get off my lawn!
Get off my lawn. No, get off my lawn!
Oh, God. Yeah, okay.
I don't know what this is about, but it's an English thing. Gear Runner says,
thing is what it is.
Oh, I didn't do that.
You're just doing this.
With the duck.
No, you got to put up your pinky finger.
Okay. Gear Runner says, got my brother-in-law dog and house sitting for me. Oh, that's cool.
That's cool. Scott says, thanks
Andy. Gear Runner says,
what did I do, Scott?
What did I do, Scott?
Thank you for what?
He says, what? What the heck did I do? JC says that video took place in the mountains 2 hours away.
Oh.
Obviously, don't get to go there often. Well, that was a pretty good setting, man. It's pretty nice.
Sounds nice.
These bugs are back.
No, I'm not having any issues. It's all you.
You brought me the bugs.
I didn't.
Bugs.
I think you're the one who brought the bugs.
Let's see.
Gear Runner. Rob may be right. I used to be such a spontaneous buyer. I would have bought it and wondered how I was going to pay for it later.
Exactly. I mean, think about it this way, Gear. Retirement is overrated, right? I mean, you can work until you're at least 80. And then you're not going to live that long after that, probably. 4 or
When are you
5
going to
years.
enjoy life?
So just spend it. You're a bad influence.
What are you talking about?
Jimmy Pham
I'm
says.
a good influence. Give me a break.
Jimmy Pham says, "Hey, Gear Runner." Rennie says,
That's 2.
"That's 2 for those keeping track. It's a poosh." That was more Southern Ohio.
You could worse.
Gear Runner says, "Hiya, Jimmy." Scott says, "Oh, I thought that's when Rob and Krista were leaving."
Huh?
Oh, that's why he said good job, Gear. No, not quite.
Gear says, "Oh, okay."
Gear says, "Oh, okay. I'm not as excited as I thought I was going to be." Sean says, "I was going to Z-sit for you, Gear." Yeah, come on, Gear. We had plans, man. We had plans.
Gear says, "Go buy it, Sean, and Z-sit until I get back. I'll come pick it up."
Yeah, there you go. Rennie says, "Ouch."
80?
80.
Oh, let's hope not.
Scott says, "I'm so confused." LOL.
I'm not sure what's going on.
You must be on my channel then.
Yep.
Gear Runner says, "My dad worked until he was 80. He retired last year." LOL.
Wow.
It's in your blood, man. Did
80?
your dad have a Z? I'm just saying.
Rennie
says
80.
Ouch. Jimmy Pham says, "New Toyota Supra inline 4-cylinder."
Mm.
4-cylinder. Maybe. Reddy says,
"I'm ready to retire."
I'm ready to retire now.
I am retired. Check with that. You are too.
I'm not
now
retired.
You get to do what you want.
Well, that's true, but it's not retired.
It is retired.
If I get up one day and
if you're not retired and you're working, you're doing something you don't want to do.
If I get up one day and I just don't feel like doing it, I have to do it because it's our income. Well, it is a job.
Well, yeah. Well.
Rennie says, "I'm ready to retire now." Gear Runner says, "Me too, Rennie. I'm 40. I mean, give me a break. I've worked for like 6 years." Dan says, "That's when I will be able to retire."
Oh.
When you're 80. Mike says, "Go ahead."
Mike says, "My dad is 84 and he has retired every year. He has retired every year for the last 10 years."
There you go. Yep. Gear Runner says, "I like the old Supras better." I don't know.
I haven't seen the new one.
They're pretty slick. I'm torn. I don't know.
I like the old ones. I like they had some curve going to them, and I like that.
Gear Runner says, "Dad has the vet." There you go.
Well,
your dad has a vet. Why don't you have a Z?
I know. Come on now.
Gear Runner says he's owned 6. Well, have you had 6 Zs?
Come on now. You got to keep up.
Man.
I'm kidding.
Sean says Supra has to have a straight 6. I agree.
Yeah.
Luke says, "Hey everyone, retired at 49. Now I have a question for you, Luke. If memory serves, you were a New York police officer, and did you put in your full time and that's when you retired? Because it's what? 25 or 30 years?
Something like that.
Probably 25, I'm guessing. Is that how you were able to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Gear Runner says, "Agreed, Sean." Scott says, "You have to get on. You have to get on from the get-go. I tell you that." LOL. Oh, that's why he's confused.
Okay.
Let me give you a short recap, Scott. Started off with, "Hello, how's everyone doing? It's cloudy here." Then we moved on to the Honda. Guy drove the clutch, burned the clutch. It seems it was hot when he got there.
Never drove a stick.
Car had 39 miles on it when he got there. How it was shipped should have happened. That was
the delivery. Yeah, that's what happened with the delivery of the Civic.
Yes, and
so
then,
we're totally thrilled.
And then Gear started talking about the chaps that he wears. I don't know. Eddie chimed in and said, "I do too."
And they somehow changed into fishnet chaps.
Yes, and
Eddie talked about just wearing his chaps and his vest
at Mardi Gras with his hat and his boots, and I don't know. And that's kind of the recap of the earlier conversation.
And then it's just kind of gone from there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Let's see. Gear Runner says, "Agreed, Sean." Scott said, "Okay, I read that." Gear Runner says, "Nice, Luke." Mike says, "Nice, Luke." Everybody's Australian.
Yoda
says, "My retirement plan involves death."
Oh, God.
Well, at least you've got a plan.
That's just wrong.
Luke says 25 years in law enforcement.
And then you can officially retire. So, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. Jimmy Pham says, "So, me to Gear Runner, old Toyota Supra with Toyota 1 JZ Engine.
Hmm. All right.
Mike Roten says, appreciate your service, Luke.
Absolutely.
Excuse me.
We're in
JC
sync, honey.
says,
We're in sync.
we're in sync.
Yeah, we said absolutely.
Oh, they put out a new song. Oh,
Together.
that was Boys to Men.
No, not.
Mike Roten says, appreciate your service, Luke. Your
service.
JC says, I got 3 nails in 1 tire after I filmed that video, LOL. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, no kidding.
Do you have any Fix-A-Flat with you, or what did you do? Gear Runner says, I have 2 Z's working one. Wait a minute. I've had 2 Z's working one.
Working
on the third. Hey, you got to get 3 more to catch up with Dad. I'm just saying.
Yep.
Luke says, you got it right, Rob. Cool. I have a friend who's a police officer, and I thought that's what it was. Yeah. And he's about it. Let's see. He probably went in when he was 24. Yeah, he's probably retired now, actually.
Yep.
Gear Runner says,
Yep,
Jimmy. Dan says, that's awesome, Luke. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Roten says, I'm hoping to get some Z's later. Gear Runner says, thank you for your service, Luke. Luke says, I retired from New York and moved to Florida to look after my folks.
That's awesome.
That's cool, bud. Gear Runner says, me too, Mike. Some weird looking face. I think he's sleepy.
Maybe.
Luke says, thanks, Gear. Mr. Mopar says, hey, guys, I'm sorry I'm a little behind. I was hanging out with my roommates before they head to work, and one of them has to work. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you're back, man.
Yep.
Dan says, don't forget the half price doubled at Horn Pub. That's right. Mr. Mopar says,
the seats are what now?
You don't want to sit on them. Mr. Mopar says, however, that being said, if my girlfriend does send me a text message, I'm going to have to leave and answer it. Communication is the key. Tell her you want her to send you a picture.
Very important. Communication.
JC says, will you be able to join my love stream that ends right after yours?
Who is this?
JC says, will you be able to join my love stream that ends right after yours ends? Does that mean it's playing right now, and when I'm done, you're done? What does that mean? Luke says, thanks, everyone. You're welcome, Luke, and thank you again. Jimmy Pham says, no new NSYNC song. There is a new NSYNC song.
No, that's
Boys to Men.
Boys.
Backstreet Boys. I don't know. One of those boy bands.
I can't believe.
JC says, what are you filming this stream on? I'm using, right now, I'm actually using a Mac.
Yeah, we're kind of, we're limited on
what
we
my
can use right
webcam
now.
is packed.
Everything's packed.
So I either use a Mac or a iPad.
Or
I'm
a
not
phone
sure
at
which
worst
is better,
case.
and I hope the picture quality and sound is good. You guys tell me.
Hopefully, yeah.
Scott says, well, you didn't have to give me that much of a refresh, but thanks, guys. Scott, I don't want you to be left out, man. Luke says, I think Nashville will be my next stop. Really?
Oh.
Why Nashville? Sean says...
That's because the Predators are there.
Is he a Nashville Predators fan?
I don't know.
Do you know?
I don't. I'm just throwing it out there.
Let's see. Sean says, I'm up on you, Gear. I've owned 3 Zs. Guess I got to get my 4th.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Gear Runner says, I've got 41 more years to catch up with him, so I'm almost halfway there, LOL. That's true. You do have time.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Mopar says, well, in a few hours, I got to go to bed because I got to be at work at 5:30.
Yippee.
That's not too bad, though. You can go to bed at 10:30, 11 and still be good.
Yep.
Yoda Life says, hope your communication is better than mine, Mopar. I only get profanity-laced demands. Profane-laced demands.
That sucks.
You better cut that mistress loose.
You're going to have to straighten that out,
Go with
man.
a different one.
That's terrible.
Oh, my God. Gear Runner says, I would, Sean. I love those cars. They're pretty nice.
Get to it.
JC says,
your
I
boots
strapped...
and fishnet chaps on and go get one.
Ooh. JC says, I strapped on a bike pump to the front rack and stopped every hour or so and pumped up the toe.
Wow.
Strap the bike pump on the front rack.
Yeah, because he had, 2 nails or whatever it was?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Man.
That sucks.
Yeah,
you should take some Fix-A-Flat with you next time.
Yep.
Gear Runner says, Horn Pub has a 2-way petting zoo. Mr. Mopar says, oh my gosh, guys, you are such children. It is really a shock that I actually have a girl who likes me. Come on. Dan, you don't look like you're, some kind of morbidly ugly guy. So why do you say that?
Who's bugging you?
Luke says, anyone here been to Nashville?
We've driven through.
Yeah, we've driven through it.
Saw downtown. Saw the arena where the Predators play.
Saw that big Bass Pro or whatever it is.
Yes. At night it was lit up like it's lit up like
cool.
purple and whatnot. It was wild.
It was. I think Gear would know. Is that it's Bass Pro, isn't it?
I think it is. Oh no. Isn't it is it Bass Pro or is it what's the one that's here?
It's Bass Pro. I think.
What's the one that's here?
I don't know, but it's not that one. Bass Pro Bottom or Pro Bass, whatever the heck it's called.
Bass Pro.
Let's see.
There's a Bass Pro in Winnipeg.
Renaissance says Horn Pub where the taps are always wet and seats are always hard. Rennie. Scott says that company could pay to have a Type R clutch put in.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
They should fix
They're
it.
going to pay something. I'm in the beginning stages of the claim.
Beep. That's all I have to say.
Rennie says, at
Mopar,
Mopar, yes.
Yes, man.
Luke
Come on,
says,
man.
I would love to be around all the good music in Nashville. Cool. I was thinking maybe that was it. Gear Runner says, I like Nashville, Luke. We go there several times a year. We'll be there later this month. My wife is dragging me to a Taylor Swift concert.
That's awesome.
What's the song? I go out at night. Dun, 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 dun. Stay up late at night. Dun, oh, I know what her song is. Actually, I like Taylor Swift, so I wouldn't mind. Yoda Life says Mopar. She likes you. Don't whisper nasty things in my ear. Mopar says she likes your wallet. Just keeping it 100. Dan says hashtag married life. True. Gear Runner says
it's
Nashville is
It's only half bad.
hours or so from 3 hours or so from me, Luke. Luke says cool gear or cool gear.
Cool gear.
I think, oh my God,
there it is. It's right there at the top.
Sean says, at least Rob's not calling me John tonight.
Or Sam.
I did call him John earlier, did I not?
Almost.
Mr. Mopar says, oh, trust me, Yoda Life. If she looked at my wallet, she'd run the other way. I don't make a lot of money. Of course, who knows? I'm going to Virginia in May, so we'll see.
Oh, well, there you go.
Luke says, I'm going to see Miranda Lambert and Little Big Town. That's
nice.
Cool. Des says, hey, Rob. Des, how you been, buddy? What's new?
Gear says, I know, Sam.
Luke says, you're close, Gear. You're close. Mr. Mopar says, percent. Again, if I go to Virginia, I may not want to go back to Idaho, or who knows, she's been looking for a guy for a while. So she might do a shotgun wedding in Virginia, LOL. Don't do that.
Yeah, no.
Gear Runner says, yep, Bass Pro Shops. That's it. That's that big pyramid store in Nashville, right?
Yeah. Did we see it during the day when we drove through? When we drove through, it was like at 3:30 in the morning or something.
Yeah,
and it was all lit up in purple and
green. I remember green.
And it was like, what the heck is that?
JC says, love stream
means live
stream before spell check was invented. I will start it when yours finishes, so you can join for as much as possible. That sounds cool. Fair, man. Let's see. Sean says,
ha gear.
It's like an echo.
Courtney.
Oh, wait a minute.
Not there. Right there.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and read for a while.
Courtney says, Brian says hi. He is filming. I'm kind of helping, kind of in a way. Glad you're here, Courtney.
Yes.
You read. You do better at it. I'll correct your spelling errors or pronunciation errors. That's okay.
Yoda Life says, well, I hope you sign a prenup, Mopar. You don't.
Love don't cost a thing
except half of your 401k. Yeah, but they don't get it till you die, or probably. Renaissance says, at JC, you do a love stream. Be careful. JC is like 14 years old, so let's keep that clean. Sean says Nashville is awesome.
Awesome town. We were there 2 months ago.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Mike says, hey to Brian. Yes, Courtney.
Hi, Brian.
Tell Brian we said hello, man.
Absolutely.
Des says, hey, Gear. And I watched Brian's latest stream, which was spraying a cleaner or a shiner in his wheel well. Pretty good idea.
Ooh, there you go.
Let's see.
Gear says, hi, Tez.
You read for a minute.
Dan says, hey to Brian. Gear says, hi, Des. Luke says, Gear, I bet Taylor will put on a good show. I've heard she does really good shows, actually. And sometimes she has like surprise guests and whatnot. So, yeah, you might be all right.
You can't go wrong with Taylor Swift.
I could talk about all the guys that
What do they have to do with Taylor Swift?
You wiggling your eyebrows.
I had a muscle spasm. You know that happens.
Yeah, I know when that happens too.
Luke says, show. Rennie says, Tay-Tay is mine, Rob. Back off, cuz. Tay-Tay, if you're watching. Hey.
Oh, wow.
JC says,
what
my
about
dad.
Cash up front, homie, and whatever later.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. That's what he's always says.
JC says,
Pay for
my
it
dad.
now and you'll get it later.
Jay said, oh, yes. Rennie. JC says, my dad calls Taylor Swift Taylor Terrible. Why?
Oh.
Why? I think she's awesome.
Of course you do.
And her music's not bad either. Gear Runner says, I'd say so, Luke. Des says, hey. How are you doing, Gear? Gear Runner says, good, Des. Just been busy preparing for vacation. How are you? Des says, not much, Rob. Sorry I haven't been on lately. Yeah, how you been, Des? Anything new?
Yeah.
Des says, I'm doing great, Gear. Gear Runner says, good to hear, Des. Dan says, shotgun wedding in Virginia means something completely different. Does it? Mr. Mopar says, but in all seriousness, I'm going to find out more about if she really likes me come May, because we're going to be hanging out for a couple weeks, so you never know. Well, you'll find out if you go meet her, that's for sure. Yep. Have you talked? I assume you've talked to her like on the phone or video chat. You know, you
could do Skype or who knows what all the latest and greatest is these days.
Gear Runner says, hey, Brian and Courtney. Scott says, yeah, I was watching Foo Fighters at Wrigley on YouTube when I got the Throbber notice. Well, I'm glad you came over.
Foo Fighters are awesome.
I got to tell you, David Grohl gets enough views.
I love the Foo Fighters.
So
they're such an awesome band. Yeah. Renaissance
says, hey, Rob, I'm just reading what they write. I know.
True.
But I didn't want you to take that extra step, you know. Mr. Mopar says, boo, shower cleaner sounds kanky. It's not shower cleaner. What are you talking about? Yoda Life says, you can't meet her till May. Bro, that sounds like a pyramid scheme. Consult legal counsel. Sign a prenup before you even meet.
Oh my God.
Super Games Boy. Hey, Super Games Boy X says, what up? Super Game Boy.
How's it going?
Super Gamer Boy. I got to get that right.
Super Gamer Boy.
How you doing?
You got all kinds of crap going on.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting messages and stuff.
Gear Runner. Hi, Super Gamer Boy X.
Super Game Boy X. I put
it is game.
It's Game Boy
Well,
X.
no, it is. No, it's Gamer Boy.
Well, down. Oh, Gear said it like I did.
Yes.
It is Gamer Boy. You're right. Sean says, Gear, my wife and daughter have been to 2 Taylor Swift concerts. Loved both.
There you go.
I bet.
Yep.
Dan says, sup, Game Boy.
Gamer.
Mr. Mopar says, wow, Rob, just admitted he has the hots for Taylor Swift and right where Krista is. Right where Krista is.
That you're sitting here drooling over the thought of Taylor Swift beside me.
Oh, that would be.
That's all right. I could sit here and drool over Vin Diesel and I'd sit beside you, and I don't have an issue.
He's an old bald guy.
Oh God, he's a hot baberoni. Are you kidding me?
This is a man's channel. We don't care about that.
Well,
at least everybody,
you're drooling all over
everybody,
some
but
20-something-year-old, and I'm gonna drool all over whoever I want.
Okay. Right. Let's see.
It just took a
Gear
turn.
Runner says, that's good to hear, Sean. Maybe it will be good. It'll be good, man.
It'll be all right. You'll like it.
Take your mirrored sunglasses
You'll be dancing.
with you.
It's all good.
Yeah, Gear shaking his thing.
Although he's arseless, but anyway.
Well, that's true. So
it'd be hard to do that.
Let's see.
That's good to hear. Mr. Mopar.
We read that.
We haven't video chatted yet because we've been kind of busy, but we have been texting like crazy.
That's a bad sign, Dan.
That's a bad sign. You need to get on video chat immediately.
Bad sign.
If there's a no-go on the other end, then there's something up.
Something's wrong. I'm just saying. Sean says there will be 5,000 teenage girls, though.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be 5,000 guys, too.
You're right, there will. But there'll be 5,000 teenage girls' mothers there as well. Gear Runner says, well, now you ruined it. Sammy laughing my arse off. Oh, Sam. Sam. Oh, I see. Sean laughing my arse off. Mr. Mopar says, no, Yoda, I'm waiting till May to visit her so I have enough money saved up. Duh.
All right, all right.
Well, you didn't have to say duh. He didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't
how are we
know
going to
that.
know that?
Sean says, sorry, Gear. Great
show.
show. There you go. Gear Runner says, just kidding, Sean. I'm sure it's going to be a good show. Mr. Mopar says, okay. That look Krista gave Rob was priceless. She looked like she was ready to sit Rob on a fire with that look.
What look?
I don't know. Did you give me an evil eye?
Maybe.
Dan says, that sounds exactly like my wife and me. There you go.
See?
Scott says, take care, guys. Gonna hit the shower after a long day changing semi-tractor brake shoes. Very tired.
Wow. Yeah.
I bet. Scott.
Yes.
Thanks for being on, buddy. And I hope you have a lovely, reinvigorating shower.
Yes.
Gear Runner says, I will not be shaking my thang. I don't want to hurt anyone. And then he woke up. Yoda Life says, Mopar, I tried Tinder once. I swiped right and got left after proving an eloquent... Oh, and got left after providing an eloquent dinner. Well, the first dinner's got to be like McDonald's, because then you find out.
Yeah.
Mike Roten says, see you, Scott. Have a good one. Yeah. Carlos Dela Cruz says, what's up, everyone? How you doing, Carlos? Mike Roten says, Carlos. Dan says, if I shape something, I might as well go to the ER. That sounds like a physical problem.
I'm not even going to go anywhere near that one.
Untie it from that cinder block, bud. Carlos says, Mike. Sean says, hope this chap's off. Hope his chaps don't fall off since he's arseless.
That's why they're skinny.
That's right. Dan says, Carlos. Gear Runner says, see you, Scott. Have a good evening. Carlos says, Dan. Carlos says, hey, Andy. Dan says, later, Scott. Mike says,
how's things, Carlos?
How's things, Carlos? Carlos says, good, Mike. I could complain, but what would be the point? LOL. That's true.
We're all
Nobody
there.
cares.
Yep.
Lee Hancock. How you doing? I got there. You just didn't give me time. I know all that car buying was going to ruin you.
I knew.
No.
How's it going?
Not at all. Mr. Mopar says, and guys, I'm not just going over to Virginia just to see her. I want to see some of the sites of Virginia House offers. Well, and I want her to come with me
so we can hang out
and get to know each other.
Well, that's cool, but May is a heck of a long ways from
That's not why I'd be going to Virginia. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
I'm a man.
I can't even
Not that
say
I'm dogging Dan. I didn't mean it that way. This is all just me. Mr. Mopar says, cuz I want to spend 2 weeks alone with her and get to know her, because if she does prove to be my future wife, what? Isn't it a little early for that?
You think you're going to find this out in like
2 weeks?
All the way in May in 2 weeks?
Well,
Dan?
He probably
Seriously?
can. I think he can. My future wife, I want to see if she's in it for the long haul. I'm old-fashioned that way.
I am too.
I'm not.
I am.
That's interesting.
All right.
Wow. I met an interesting person the other day.
Nice hair, honey.
You like that? Boom chicka wow wow, baby.
Boom chicka, it's ZZ.
ZZ?
Yes.
Hey.
You know, the little space with eyes closed and the Z's in little bubbles above it. In other words, it's sleeping.
I don't find that funny.
Boom chicka ZZ.
I met an interesting fellow yesterday. I met the guy who designed the steering and the suspension system for the Civic hatch.
Yep.
Pretty awesome.
Yep.
He designed it.
He's the engineer.
He was quite happy, and this was just by chance. He was quite happy to hear that I was happy with it.
Yep.
And it was his baby. And I thought that was pretty darn cool, man.
That is very
Because we do have a big Honda factory in Ohio. And he told me that the Type R is all designed in Japan. No input from U.S. designers.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't that suck?
That's interesting.
Yeah. Let's
That's
see.
interesting.
I thought that was very interesting.
Yoda Life.
Virginia is for lovers. Lovers.
Hearts for eyes.
They're for lovers.
Well.
Let's see. Carlos says,
what did I miss?
What did I miss, Dan?
All right, Dan.
Mike, tell him, Dan. Tell him how it is. Mike says, good luck, Dan. Gear Runner says,
you ever use your iPad outlet adapter to charge your 2 GoPro batteries?
Wait a minute. Let me read this. You ever use your iPad outlet adapter? Oh, yes, absolutely. And it charges much, much faster when you plug it into the wall as opposed to charging it through a PC. You'll be shocked how quickly it charges as compared if you've done it. But I do that all the time. Yes. That matter of fact, that's the only way I'm doing it right now. By the way, have you shot with the new GoPro gear? What do you think? Gear says, hi, Carlos. Dan says, cool. Scott says, you too as well, Andy. Gear Runner says, that is cool. Edge, how you doing, Brian? Man, I heard you were shooting some vids this evening, man. What's the subject material? Ed says, hi, hey, guys. Mike says, Edge.
Dan
says,
Edge.
Carlos Dela Cruz.
Supplies, Brian. There.
Mike Roten says, LOL, Carlos. Gear Runner says, hi, Brian. How you doing? Mr. Mopar says, well, guys, I don't know how much more commenting I'm going to be able to do. My phone's acting up and my network's going bad. Well, that sucks, man.
You need to fix that problem.
Yes. How are you supposed to text this beautiful young lady down there in Virginia if your phone's not dependable? Like my voice and my speaking. Gear Runner says, I was using my iPhone one and it was slow, so I changed over to the iPad one, thinking it would charge faster. My God, I can't freaking read. I take the try you get this straight. You know what? We may be talking different things. I have a standalone 2-battery charger for my GoPro. I put 2 batteries in it. It has the cord. I plug that into the back of my iPad plug-in hooch, and then I plug that into the wall. I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about now that I think about it. Sorry.
Alrighty then.
I hope I didn't mess you up. Mr. Mopar says, I'm actually contemplating driving to Virginia from Idaho and then flying back after a couple weeks. I'm also trying to convince her to come back. I know as well. Does she have a job? I mean, is she able to do that?
Yeah.
Mike Roten says, take care, Dan. Good luck with the phone. Sean says, that's Virginia's state logo on their license plate.
What?
Wood. Yoda Life. Wood. Yoda Life says, dang, Mopar, she's blowing up the DMs. She's blowing up the DMs, baby.
DMs.
The DMs. Ed says, wood, baby. I got wood. Courtney. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Gear Runner says, I have and I do like it. I have so many videos shot right now. I haven't uploaded the ones I've shot with the GoPro. Edge Everyday says, not really, but shop related. Okay, cool.
Cool.
I think. Dan says, in case you're not able to make back, later, Mr. Mopar. That's right. You never know what awaits you in Virginia.
What?
I don't know. Mr. Mopar says, okay, first of all, Rob, what was with that horrible frog voice? You sounded awful. And 2, I'm thinking about in a couple weeks if I can switching to Verizon. I had a frog in my throat, and I think switching is a good idea.
It's all good.
Gear Runner says, I do too. Carlos Dela Cruz says, Dan, I'll give you some advice. An old carpenter gave that served me well. Don't be a fool. Wrap up your tool.
Words to live by.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or she may come to West Virginia with just more than herself, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
Dan says, Carlos. Gear Runner says, yep, that's exactly how I have it right now. Just got the 2 charger one and 2 extra batteries in today.
There you go.
Hey, that 2 charger works great. I can charge 2 batteries in about an hour, hour and a half, something like that, maybe less.
Sean, state for lovers.
State for lovers.
Virginia?
I guess. Mr. Mopar says, Carlos, I don't plan on doing the deed with her. What? What's wrong with you? With her, we will be sleeping in different rooms. I'm old-fashioned in that you got to marry me before you. What?
Well, oh, you're seriously old-fashioned.
Wow, with me if you know what I mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah, but
I can't. Really, there's nothing wrong with that. That would be the wholesome way to go.
That is the way.
But my question with
that,
that,
unfortunately, society has turned into
I have one question with that though. Let's say that you follow that rationale, right? And you get married, and then
you're not happy.
You're not happy.
What now?
Or you're like, ew, that's not what I was thinking.
So now it's like, okay, now what?
Now what do you do?
What are you going to do in that case?
I'm seriously asking you. I'm not being facetious. What if that happens?
And I'm sure it probably has.
Oh, there's no doubt.
So, I mean, what do you do when that happens?
Rennie says at Carlos, well, this old plumber told me, gotta lay pipe, baby. I hope he was good looking. Carlos says tool wrapping is a must in all 50 states. This is true. Carlos says, yo, ready, man. Rennie says, what up, Carlos? Yoda Live says, Mopar is going to smash and find the nearest justice of the peace. You never know.
Right then and there.
That's right. He never said exactly how long it would
make. The ring that you get on a keychain is going to be going on her finger, and that's it. You know, for a ring.
What are you talking about?
Never mind.
I lost you.
Yeah, I know you did.
It says my GoPro don't have batteries. It doesn't have batteries, so you can't swap out batteries then. Wow.
Interesting.
Rennie says, Deed. Is Mopar selling a house? No, we did that. Gear Runner says, it's been about an hour or so. Just didn't know how long it took to charge two. Thank you. About an hour and a half, I think, for me, with a wall, plugging it into the wall. It's much longer if I plug it into the computer. I lost my spot. Oh, I found my spot. Carlos Dela Cruz says, no, I lost my spot in announcing Carlos.
More power to you, Mr. Mopar. But you could read the rest.
But ram's heads grab life by the horns.
Grab life by the horns.
Mac Roten says, what is wrong with you? LOL. I don't know. Ed says, try it before you buy it. I wasn't going to say that, but you did. So
there it is. It's out there.
Mr. Mopar says, oh, trust me, with this girl, I don't think I'm going to have that problem. She's quite beautiful, quite charming, and very sweet. Not to mention a Christian like me. I have one thing to add to that, but let me catch up a minute. Yoda Life says, I hope the Mopar don't have a Cummins in it. Gear Runner says, I always try on my shoes before I buy them. Hashtag just saying. Renaissance says, I know. Before I buy a car, I test drive. What are we talking about? Mr. Mopar says, hey, Rennie, wouldn't you like to know? Dan Solderholm says, stick to your guns, Mr. Mopar. Power to you.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
No,
I'm merely asking the question, what happens if it's not a good thing?
Yeah, I guess if that happens, then you got to find a way to make it a good thing.
You know what? Can't you annul like in 3 days and it's like it never happened? So maybe that's the answer.
Seriously?
I think so.
No.
It's not that?
No.
I think it is.
For some people, I guess.
Let's see. Courtney says, what do you do if you get married and the boom boom is no good?
Right. That's what we're talking about.
You tell your partner what do you like, then practice.
Exactly.
But what if your partner is no good? Mike Roten isn't into whatever you're into. You know what I'm saying?
Then you got to find common ground.
I mean, I'm sure when Gear was, talking to his wife before they got married, he discussed the arseless chaps thing before they ever did. Edge Every Day says, nope, it is built in.
Right close on that line there.
I was trying not to be. Mike says, cars, feet, what? Cakes.
Cars?
Cakes.
What? Where are you?
Carlos Dela Cruz says,
hiya, Courtney?
No, he says, exactly right, Ren Man. That's right. Gear Runner says, I don't know, Rennie. I was wondering the same thing. Carlos, I won't do it again. Says, hey, Courtney. Jack says, I'm back, guys. Jack,
Jack.
welcome back, buddy. I hope you had a safe trip home.
Yes.
Courtney says, hi, Carlos.
I think it's supposed to be hi.
Hi, Carlos.
Yeah.
Mike Roten says, hey, Jack, welcome back, buddy. Gear Runner says, hey, Jack, welcome back, buddy. Courtney says,
yep, we got you. We got you.
Rennie says, at Courtney, boom, boom, boom. They opening a fireworks store or stand? I don't know. Mike says, my poem for today. Let's hear it, Mike.
Let's hear it.
Courtney says, yes, Rennie, you don't have fireworks every time. Ooh. Jack says, hey, Edge and Courtney. This is turning into a therapy session for Mr. Mopar. Gear Runner says, but in the case, I'd try it on the, wait a minute. Gear Runner says, but in that case, I did try on the Chacos, and I hate those, so that doesn't always work either. True.
Yeah.
Courtney says, hi, Jack. Carlos says, hey, Jack. Jack says, yo, Carlos. Mr. Mopar says, Courtney. That says she's a good idea. I might actually do that. Thanks for the tip. Hey, guys. For all those of you who are married, give me some advice. I really like this girl, and I want it to last. You want my honest opinion? You really want my honest opinion?
Well, we had a long distance. We met over the internet.
My honest opinion is you haven't even met this girl.
You got to talk to her.
You don't have any idea what you like.
Never mind the texting.
You like what
No. You need to talk on the phone.
You like what she has shown you, what she wants you to see.
Yeah. How do you know? How do you know it's actually the pictures that you're looking at is actually?
Don't be over infatuated. Go meet her and then move to that level. That's my honest opinion. You asked for it.
There are people out there who will show pictures that are not
them. You know,
unfortunately, in today's world, there are people who are idiotic.
This Beatrice that you're cohorting with over the internet could actually be Bert. I'm just saying.
Beatrice?
I don't know. I just picked a name.
Alrighty. Hi, Jack, yo, Mopar, Courtney, Mike. Maybe you need to. Oh, yeah, maybe right there.
Maybe you need to practice with your Chacos gear. LOL. It's true.
Practice.
Little personal practice there. Carlos Dela Cruz says, LOL, arseless chaps. Classic. Dan says, they make instructional videos for that. Renaissance says, at Courtney, get a receipt with that marriage license. Milwaukee has a 5-year warranty. At least that's what Ven says. I had a bug in my mouth. I believe I still do. Yeah, maybe it wasn't.
Evidently not.
Maybe that was dinner. Gear Runner says, where do you think I got that chap idea, Rob? Gift from Pam.
Yeah. See?
There you go.
See?
Although in that case, I would ask Gear why they're arseless. Let's see. Mr. Mopar says, on second thought, I'm not sure if I want to know all that stuff. Next to I'm going to be told what toys to use in the bedroom, LOL. Now you're taking it to a different level. Ed says, hey, Jack, what's up, man? Jack says, my wife and I dated over 15 years, I think, before we got married.
Wow.
We traveled so much with work that we just waited before marriage. There you go.
And that's all right.
Great advice, Mr. Mopar, from Jack.
I mean, with us, it was all pretty fast.
It was fast.
From the time we met to the time we got married.
36 hours.
No.
Renaissance.
From the time we met until the time I moved here and we got married was 10 months.
That's pretty quick.
But we've been married for 19 years. And
we have. And we hate each other.
Semi-happily.
Renaissance says, wait, Jack, 15 years? Gear Runner says, I dated my wife 4 years before we got married. Jack says, yes, Rennie. Gear Runner says, one word.
Oh, boy.
Catfish. Yoda Life says, boom, boom. Is the gravel dropping as the judge is... Wait a minute.
Gavel.
Is the gavel dropping as the judge is reading the summation? No, that's not. Summarization of custodial responsibilities.
Wow.
Mr. Mopar says, actually, guys, I did meet her. She came and visited us for a week, and I got to know her a little.
Okay.
But now I want to continue on. Well, that's a whole different thing. I forgot about that.
So did I.
We have bad memories. That. Sorry.
Yeah, that's our bad.
So, my advice then, continue getting to know her.
But stop with the texting and start talking. There's a huge difference.
Ed says, you need to see the real her, not the virtual version. That's true.
Well,
you only see.
he has seen the real her.
He has. But now he sees, and it works both ways.
Yeah.
Only what she's presenting to you. And that's all she's seeing of you. And I'm not saying it's not correct or accurate, but who knows? Renaissance says, Mopar, internet, it's a dude. A dude. No, he met her in person, so he knows that's not true.
No.
Courtney says, Dan, it is important to know her expectations. Communication is everything.
Everything. All the time.
Bob says, hi, happy Tuesday. Hey, Bob, how you doing, buddy? Carlos De La Cruz says, my advice, live with her, and if you still feel a small microscopic grain of affection,
then put a ring on it. How long did we live together? A month and a half?
Probably.
It's all your fault.
Gear Runner says, laughing Mike. Mike Roten says, bitter much, Yoda, LOL. Courtney says, Brian and I dated for 9.5 years before getting hitched.
Oh, wow.
My God, Courtney, were you like 10?
Wow.
That's a compliment in a weird kind of way. Okay. I've lost my spot.
Carlos says, hey, Bob.
Carlos says, hey, Bob.
Gear Runner says,
they are arseless because she hates to see me leave, but loves to watch me go.
There you
go.
Like it.
Awesome.
I like it.
Let's see. Yoda says, yes, Roten. Should have tried face painting. Carlos says, LOL, Gear Renaissance, Gear at Gear Boom. That was good. That was really good. Rennie says, the internet is all dudes. No, he's met her in person, man. Are you a dude, Rennie? Rennie says the internet is all dudes. Dan Soderholm says, my wife and I married 18 years and together
22 years.
Okay, so 4 years before you got married.
So we're going to be married 19 years and
together for 19 years.
19 and 3/4 years.
You're so freaking weird.
It's all your fault.
Mr. Mopar says, talking, who the heck does that? Now everybody
you
video chants in Texas. That's how my generation does.
Oh, your generation's whacked then. You gotta talk. You have to talk.
He just says, who the heck does it? Now everybody video chants in Texas. That's how I don't even know what any of that means. Mike Roten says, really, Renman, I gotta go do some deleting on my Instagrams. LOL. Rennie says, they text because her voice is husky. Dan says, no internet at Horn Pub, Rennie. No, I'm sure there isn't.
Or are you going to try to say it the other way there?
No. Rennie says, at Roden Dudes. Bob says, I have to text my girlfriend. She lives in another country.
Yeah.
That's true. There you go.
That's true.
Dan, you should be talking to Bob. Bob has a long-distance relationship.
Don't you Skype?
Well, yeah. I mean, and they go back and forth, so they spend time together. But Bob would be a good source on this, Dan.
He would.
Mr. Mopar says, okay, new rule, Carlos and Yoda, live. Do not give me any advice. You guys are horrible. Dan.
You can't make rules here. Dan, it just isn't going to work.
No. You can't say that because you asked for advice. If you ask, you get what you get, man. Mike Roten's laughing out loud. Rennie says, at Soderham. Yeah. Darn straight. Edge Everyday says, just want to know, Mr. Mopar, anybody can be on there. Best behavior of the week. That's true.
It doesn't always last.
That's true for sure. Carlos says, Krista speaks the truth. Text don't show the whole picture. They don't. Text do not show the whole picture, man. Sean says, good night, everyone. Have a great night. I'm out. Good night, Sean. Thanks for being on. Rennie says, I'm a dude. Or so you say. Courtney says, good seeing you, Sean. Absolutely. Rennie says, see you later, dude. Mike Roten says, yeah, at least a year of knowing someone before you commit. You got to really know someone. I agree. No, I didn't do it. Mike Roten says, see you. Gear Runner says, I just DM'd a pic of Rob in Texas. Show it on the live, Krista. If only she were here right now. She's not. Bob L says, and I text in Spanish. My girlfriend doesn't speak English. My Spanish is getting good. That's cool. I wish I knew Spanish. A lot of Spanish-speaking folks in Texas. Gear Runner says, see you, Sean. Yoda Life says, Mopar. Is that the mustache a hormonal imbalance or straight testosterone? Oh, that's terrible. Mike says, LOL. Yoda. Mr. Mopar says, I'm thinking about taking her and see if we can Skype a little bit because I do miss her. You should. Dan says later, Sean, Mr. Mopar says, and I will be honest, I would prefer to video chat with her. We just need to get our schedules together. Rennie says at Mopar, just don't show her the well in your basement or the bones laying all around it. Dan says, Mr. Mopar, slow and steady. Gear Runner says, you were on the DM, Rob. It was sent to both of you. Oh boy, where is this DM at? On Instagram, or where'd you put this thing? I gotta see it. I found it. Let's see what you sent. Oh, I've seen this already. I'm not going to put it up because I'm afraid it might be a copyrighted thing because it's a commercial for Geico or something, I think, or Progressive, somebody. But I've seen that. That's all over the web. The guy with the big belt buckle. Let's see. Renaissance says, Soderholm, they are waiting till they get hitched. Christina says, Eddie speaks Spanish. He's Colombian. Ah, that's cool. Come here. I got to go in for a minute. So if you could get on here for a minute. Let's see. You guys got to give me a minute. I'll be back. Krista's going to take over for a minute.
Oh, boy.
Right here with Carlos de la Cruz is where you're at. I shall be back.
LOL Renaissance man. Well, hurry up, would you?
Oh, I feel like I'm 90.
All right. Bob. I do the video chat sometimes. The signal is not too good, and I have to look at my own face a lot. Yeah, I know. It's kind of odd like that. Mike says, YREW. Woohoo! Hi, Christina. Christina says, Mike. Gear Runner says, hey. I'm just going to say Christina. I find it easier to say. Sorry. Carlos says, hola, Christina de la Smallhorn. Your real estate whisperer. Carlos. Renaissance says, hey, Christina. Your real estate whisperer says, Gear. Gear Runner says, IG. Dan says, Christina. Edge says, Mr. Mopar, you need to be happy with you. With your decisions, none of us can make any decisions for you, but we are almost all married. Yeah, I'd say that's probably true. Real Estate Whisperer says, Renaissance. Bob L. Hey, Rob, get a translate app for your phone. Let's see. How do I use this? Hold on. I've come to the end of the comments, and I've not used his particular... there we go. All right. Shoot. Hold on. Sorry, guys. It jumped on me. Let me see. There we go. Your real estate whisperer says, Dan. Your runner says, I didn't think about that. Mr. Mopar, oh, trust me, Dan, I do plan on taking this slow and steady. I don't want to rush this. This is my first real potential relationship I've ever had, and I want it to work. Well, good. You know, just take your time. There's no rush, right? It is what it is. Let me see here. Where did I? Oh, there we go. Edge Everyday says, hello, Christina, your real estate whisperer. Yoda Life, Edge Everyday, married to child support. Oh, God. Your real estate whisperer says, Edge. Wow, we are a little behind, aren't we? There we go. Dan Soderholm says, I speak Spanish because I worked with Mexican folks in construction. That's cool. That's one thing I actually want to learn when we move to Texas, because where we're going to be is predominantly Spanish. So I want to know what everyone's saying. and it's always a cool idea to learn a second language. I actually I learned French growing up in Canada. It's mandatory from first grade through ninth grade. Or no, I'm sorry, through 10th grade, at least back in the day when I was in high school. And unfortunately, I didn't like it, so I didn't really retain very much of it, which is, when I look back now, I should have paid attention because having a second language is very cool. But anyway, yeah, got to do that. Carlos, let me see. Carlos says, that sucks, Yoda life. Yeah, no kidding. Mr. Mopar, Yoda life, just because you had a bad relationship doesn't mean that I will. Each person is different. That's true. And hopefully, everyone can work and compromise to have a good relationship, right? Let me see. Gear Runner says, college football starts in 1 month. Go Gators. Go Buckeyes. What are you talking about? As it is, I'm waiting for hockey. Go Jets. Mike Roten, Tennessee. Edge every day. Yes, Yoda life, true, but that will end eventually. Okay, Bob says, I took a computer course for Spanish. It helped a lot. That's a good idea. Maybe Rob and I should invest in that, what do you call that computer program that you can use to learn a language? I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, your real estate whisperer says, yay, sports. I hate sports. That's funny. I don't mind college football. I watch NFL just because I'm in a fantasy football league. So I try very hard to do my best to do well in that league. So therefore I do watch the NFL. My favorite, I'm Canadian, so hockey. Bring it on. Carlos, laughing at your real estate whisperer, Renaissance man. Toy boat. Oh, yeah, okay. And here we go.
Guy was standing across the room.
So
never did that before. Thought it'd be kind of neat to see.
Yeah, I know.
And I had to take one potentially off-color remark of the channel.
All right, I didn't see it.
No,
so I left off at toy boat, whatever that's.
Toy boat. Oh boy, he's motorboating. Yoda life.
He's out fishing.
Oh, I don't think that's what he meant.
What did you do?
I deleted this message. It wasn't that bad, but I just didn't want it on there because of that word right there.
Oh,
it's not a horrible one. I just didn't want it. It's not a big deal. Don't take offense. That's just me.
Why are you going so far behind? So
where are you?
Well, I showed you.
Okay, I got you. Yoda Life says Mopar, correct. Sometimes they're in it for the long time haul, i.e. life insurance. Gear Runner says, come on now, Christina. Gear Runner says, LOL. Renaissance says, funny line, Christina. What did she say? What did I miss?
Wait, yeah, I don't know.
You didn't see it? She said, yay, sports. I hate sports.
Oh, yeah, I did. I know.
I don't know. Let's see.
Funny line. Courtney, Krista, did you see my Fireflies video yet? Not yet, but I'm going to be watching.
But I did. I watched it. It was a very inspirational video. Very cool.
Cool.
Ed says, what are you using for it to jump all the time? Mine doesn't jump like that. When I go onto the comments and scroll down to catch up or whatever,
sometimes
it jumps way up.
I don't know
to like
if it's
the bottom.
his finger that's
it could be
doing
me.
Or...
I don't know, but it happens and it really angers me. Carlos says, I gotta go see all you later, Mr. Mopar. I'll be praying for you. Good luck. See you later, Carlos. You're probably already gone. I'm sorry, but thanks for being on. Renaissance says, Mopar, you're right. Just a little over half of marriages fail. That's true. It's like life. A coin flip. It's true.
It is.
Gear Runner says, see ya, Carlos. Mike says, I was watching it, Courtney, and Rob went live right in the middle. How dare I?
How dare you?
How dare I do that? Your real estate whisperer. I will read you the comment that I stopped, edited to my liking from Mr. Mopar. It says, Hooters restaurant. Oh, wait, did I say that out loud? Sorry, delete that. Oh, he told me to delete it. Well, I should have just gone with that. All I saw was the Hooters restaurant part in the beginning. even though he didn't say
Wow.
Hooters restaurant.
No.
Renaissance says later, Carlos. Bob says, Krista, I recommend Fluent's Spanish program. There you go. We got to remember that.
That's what I was trying to think of. Rosetta Stone, is that it?
Fluens, he says.
Fluens. So that's another one. I'm going to have to look.
ThrobbNation says, hey, everybody.
ThrobbNation?
Hey, Throb, how you doing, bud?
Wow.
Your Real Estate Whisper says, bye, my friend Carlos. Miriam says, hi. Miriam, how you doing? From France. Miriam is from France.
How you
Bonjour.
doing?
Je m'appelle Robert.
Bonjour, comment ça va?
Gear Runner says, hey, Rob, LOL. Hey, Gear. Your Real Estate Whisper says, are you on the potty, Throb? No, I was not on the potty.
No.
But you never know.
Yeah,
Gear Runner says, you on the toilet,
Rob.
Rob, laughing my arse off. No. Mr. Mopar says, Rob, get your rear end back out here.
Be with your wife.
Be with your wife.
Yes.
But I was watching a Taylor Swift concert. Rennie says, hello, Miriam. ThrobbNation says, hey, Gear, how you doing? ThrobbNation says, nope. Dan Soderholm, I know who else reads our own comments, right? Dan Soderholm says, I guess Throb will be a while. I was standing right over there.
You already know him.
Give you a shot of quiet. Dan Soderholm says, I guess Throb will, I read that. Courtney says, dang, Mike, I hope you are able to finish it. Also, I hope you like it. That would be Courtney's video. Check it out over on, oh man, what's the name of the channel? I only know Edge. Is Courtney Edge? I'm not sure if that's the name now. That's terrible. Let me know, Courtney.
I'm going to have to look. That's terrible.
Let's see.
It's in my list, so I just automatically click and I don't look. Yeah.
ThrobbNation says, I'm at a TS concert. I told you.
Wow.
Courtney says, maybe Throbber is in the shower. No, Gear was in there. Your Real Estate Whisper says, hey there, Courtney. Gear Runner says, LOL, me too. Courtney says, hi, Yaru. Gear Runner says, I would be, Courtney, because that's where I like to be. ThrobbNation says, I am the shower.
Wow.
He's such a funny freaking guy.
Oh, my God.
Your Real Estate Whisper says, Rosetta Stone.
Yes. Thank you.
Miriam says, hey, at Renaissance Man. Mike says, this week's marriage advice brought to you by divorce lawyers. There, I just jumped right there.
Tay-Tay. Renaissance Man right there.
Rennie says, Tay-Tay. Mr. Mopar says, okay, on second thought, Rob, stay in there. Nobody wants to see you naked, LOL. Well, thanks, man.
Oh, my God.
Dan says, Rosetta Stone. Ed says, okay, Gear. Okay, Gear gets a shower and Throb gets a LOL. Oh, boy. Rennie says, at Roden, haha. ThrobbNation says, I'm here. Your Real Estate Whisper says, at Miriam.
Hi there.
Miriam Harvard. Hi there. Mike Roten says, hey, Miriam. Dan says, Miriam, hello. Mr. Mopar retracted. Miriam says, hey, at Real Estate Whisper. Your Real Estate Whisper says, hello, with a female sign or a Prince name. I don't know. Mr. Mopar says, it's okay, Rob. It's all good. It's all good. I'm acting a little goofy anyway. Tongue. Miriam says, hey, at Mike Roden. Renaissance says, everyone is here, Christina. Ask some questions.
There you go.
That's right. Christina is the question whisperer.
Yeah.
Miriam says, hey, at Dan Soderholm. Mr. Mopar says, right now I'm just doing a little daydreaming.
Wow.
I'm not going any further with that one.
Yep.
Mike says, see you, Carlos. Your Real Estate Whisper says, no, Renaissance. Not until Thursday, man. I got my own gig, buddy.
Oh, you're right there. Dan Soderholm says, later, Carlos. Renaissance says at Christina, boo. Mike Roten, when is the Ren Man live stream? Yeah, I thought I heard talk that you're going to be doing a live stream.
That's what he says, but he's just teasing.
Wasn't that like a week ago or something? So what happened?
Miriam is smiling. Renaissance says, really, Miriam? France, French fries, French toast, French dressing. No, she actually is in France. She is a French.
Yes.
Miriam is question mark. Uh-oh, I hope that's because we didn't speak things right. Courtney says, yeah, it's just my name. Okay, so Courtney's channel is Courtney Edge. Check it out.
Yep.
Renaissance.
At Roten.
Well, are you going to read the rest?
No, you are.
The Kardashians won't allow it. I'll break the internet. I think you already did. Your real estate whisperer says the French know how to kiss. Oui, oui. Renaissance says that was my French, Miriam. Oh God.
Oh boy.
I should have never said anything. That's the thing. Miriam says, "Oh, I think I'm not getting all the chat. Oh no." Let's see. I think I'm not getting all the chat. Ed says, "Hey, Rennie, you should go show the Kardashians your tree." LOL. Mr. Mopar says, "You guys talking about my girlfriend is making me think about her." You're talking about your girlfriend.
You should be thinking about her anyway.
Yoda Life says, ThrobbNation, are you shipping the Tundra with the same company? God, I hope not. I'm not handling it. It's going through United. They're handling it.
Yeah, but they farmed it out.
Of course. Renaissance says at Edge. They like, I'm not reading that. Let's see. That's what Rennie said. I'm very sensitive. You guys may have noticed.
He's a sensitive guy.
Edge Everyday says
that's not, that doesn't even,
Ebony and that's okay. And Bactite. I don't know what Bactite is. Edge Everyday says, yo, Rennie, live tuning lesson. That would be great. Live turning lesson. No. That would be cool, man.
Yes, it would.
I'd watch that.
Yep.
Yoda Life says, Mopar, which Kardashian is in your DMs?
Your DMs.
Your DMs. Mike says, yeah, that would be cool, Brian. That would be awesome. Courtney says, thank you for your support at Miriam Havard. I assume she must have subscribed. Mr. Mopar says, oh, trust me, Krista. I think about her about 80% of the day. They say the man thinks about that every 5 seconds. You're a little behind. I don't mean you have a little behind.
You know, it's getting dark out, right?
Yeah, we're going to sign off here in a minute.
All right.
Because we're going to be in the dark.
That's almost 2 hours. What the heck?
How long? We've been on.
We've never been on this long. We've never been
on this long. Okay, we're going to catch up and then we're going to say goodbye. Rennie says, that would be good. Mr. Mopar says, I do, however, know what her favorite dogs are, and she likes corgis, same as I. She likes cars, same as I.
Cool.
Miriam says, you're welcome at Courtney Edge.
There you go.
Courtney says, Rob is pronounced.
Bowkite.
Rob, it is pronounced.
Bowkite.
Oh, Bowkite.
Okay.
Bowkite? I say Bowkite. Could be Bowkite.
It could be.
I still don't
one
know.
Of the two.
JC says your Tundra is not perfect. Video has snow in it. Now that's something I don't see every day. LOL. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't
know. Enig
either.
says, am I late? You are, Enig. I'm glad you're here, but we're about done. But
yes.
Hi, bud. Miriam says Courtney. Miriam says yes. Renaissance says Mopar. She likes cars. Very progressive. I'm a horse buggy guy myself. I'll believe it. Gear Runner says, have a great rest of your evening, everyone. You too, Gear. Thanks for being on, buddy.
Awesome.
Have a good rest of your week also. Thanks, you too. Don't work too hard, Gear. Mr. Mopar says, I got to go, guys. I think I just saw her text me. Mr. Mopar, good luck for you. Thanks for being on, buddy. Miriam is laughing out loud. Renaissance says, Enig, just say first. Ed says, good night, guys. Good night, Brian. Thanks for being on. David Boy Smith says, where in Texas are you guys moving? To the Valley. Courtney says, good night, guys. Good night, Court. Courtney. Thanks for being on. Mike says, y'all have a great night and a better tomorrow. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you being here. Mike. Edge Everyday says, when are you moving, sir? First or second week of September. Dan says, later, you all. We are caught up. That is it. We appreciate you guys being on here, and we will see you next time.
On the web.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.